This is an emergency alert. We just had one of the highest ranking government officials in the US completely spill the beans and expose everything on live television. All right, Nancy Pelosi, one of the highest ranking members in the country, just revealed that there was a coup inside the United States. All right, she revealed that there is a shadow government. She revealed that there's someone else controlling the strings right now and controlling the White House right now, and it's not Joe Biden. And it's probably not even Kamala either. Alright, so this is big. She just spilled the beans on live TV. Let's get into it, guys. Really quick, please just hit it up for me down there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big, urgent news. All right, so this is big that she warned of this. She's one of the people that she knows where all the bodies are buried. Okay, she's been here for decades. Decades. Okay, I saw a picture of Nancy Pelosi at the inauguration of John F. Kennedy. That's how long she's been around. She was at JFK's inauguration. Okay, that's how long she's been around. That's how long she's been in government and behind the scenes. She knows where the bodies are buried. Okay, and she just spilled the beans on live TV that we just had a coup in the United States and that Biden himself is not in charge. So I want you guys to listen to what Pelosi said here on TV, and then I want you to listen to what Biden said too. He kind of confirms what she said, that this is what's going on in the US and that there's potentially some type of shadow government or shadow bureaucracy or shadow handlers that are running the scenes, running things behind the scenes. All right, so I want you to listen to this really quick. This is Nancy Pelosi. Just in the past 48 hours, she was on TV saying this. I want you to listen to this.
I didn't accept the letter as anything but a letter. I mean, there are some people who were unhappy with the letter. Let me say that some said that some people were unhappy with the letter. I'll put it in somebody else's mouth. Because it was I don't even know, it didn't sound like Joe Biden to me. It really didn't. So, but.
All right, did you hear that, guys? She said, she's talking about the resignation letter that Biden put out, okay, to say he's not running anymore. And Pelosi said she didn't take it serious. She said it just was a letter to her, and she didn't take it serious, and she didn't think that Biden actually put this letter out. Okay, that is what she's saying. Listen to her one more time, and then listen to what Biden said too. He just said this as well on this interview, confirming it. All right, he's confirming that there's someone else behind the scenes running things. All right, listen to this really quick.
I didn't accept the letter as anything but a letter. There are some people who were unhappy with the letter. Let me say that some said that some people were unhappy with the letter. I'll put it in somebody else's mouth. Because it was I don't even know, it didn't sound like Joe Biden to me. It really didn't. So,
and she's saying some people were unhappy with the letter, and she's alluding that Biden was not happy with this letter, that Biden didn't even want to put this letter out. That's what she's alluding to. So who put this out? Who was controlling Biden's Twitter? Everyone was like, this is weird. What's going on? Biden wouldn't do this. This doesn't even seem official. It didn't have a seal. It didn't have a signature. Or it did have a signature, but it looked weird. It didn't look right. It wasn't matching his other signatures, allegedly. That's what was being reported, all right? And it didn't have the presidential seal. It wasn't looking official at all. There was a lot of things wrong with this. To just put out this letter and see no briefing from Biden for days, and then he just disappeared from days. And Pelosi's confirming that he was not happy with this letter. All right, he didn't want to put it out. She's confirming we had a coup inside the United States. And I want you to listen to what Biden said too. He's essentially confirming what Pelosi said.
Look, the polls we had showed that it was a neck-and-neck race. Would have been down to the wire. But what happened was a number of my Democratic colleagues in the House and Senate thought that I was going to hurt them in the races. And I was concerned if I stayed in the race, that would be the topic. You'd be interviewing me about why did Nancy Pelosi say, why did someone, and I thought it'd be a real distraction. Look.
So he's even saying that he was pressured by his colleagues to get out, right? He was saying that he thought the race would be neck and neck, right? But he was being pressured by people that it would be a distraction to have him in, right? So he is essentially admitting that he was pressured out too by people, right? Biden is kind of confirming this exact thing that Pelosi alluded to, right? So they're just spilling the beans all over the place here, right? This is completely unprofessional and unpresidential. Just think about it. This is the president of the United States. Somebody got on his Twitter. Biden doesn't run his Twitter, right? I'd hate to tell you if you thought Biden was making tweets, or X, his X account, his post, whatever you call it these days, all right? He's not running it. I hate to tell you, if you thought that was him, you thought you were talking to him, it's not him, right? It's some like 25-year-old woman that runs it, actually. We know who she is. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but I've seen a whole article on it. How it's like, this is the woman that runs President Biden's social media, okay? So it's not even Biden. So somebody had access to this account. Somebody went on here, and like X and Twitter is like so official. Once something's announced on here, it's like on the official account, people just go with it, right? And it was already too late. By the time Biden even knew exactly what was going on, it was probably too late. He probably found out a day or two later. He's like, what? Somebody posted on my Twitter account? On my Facebook? All right, he probably had no idea what was going on. No offense here, all right, but let's just be realistic. He probably didn't understand and didn't even know what was going on until the next day or two. And at that point, everyone's already reported it. It's already all over the news. This was a plan. This was a coup. They were waiting to do this. Right? They were trying to force him out. They were revealing that he was meeting Parkinson's doctors. So the question is, who is doing this? Who forced him out? Who put out this letter? We need to know. We need an investigation. Who's really running the White House right now? Our country does not feel safe right now. Who is running it? And then Kamala is just installed with 0 votes from anyone. Okay? This is a major red flag, a major warning. They could do this with anyone. They could do this with Trump. Go on his Twitter account and make an announcement. Okay, allegedly they're reporting major cyber attacks just yesterday. Okay, so they could go on there and make an announcement that has rippling effects. And it's like, once these stories are out, it's like they're out. They're already halfway across the world by the time anyone even realizes what's going on. Okay, things spread so quickly right now, especially on X or Twitter, which, by the way, go follow me down below if you don't follow me on there. That's like the fail-safe. I'm going to start posting on there more. Right, I haven't posted on there in a while, but that's kind of like the backup account too. Right, if anything ever happens, you can find me on there. That's linked down below, just in case. Right, as a fail-safe, fail-switch. You guys know how things are, right? So this is major that Pelosi admitted this on live television. Let me know what you guys think down below. All right, is this a coup? Was this a coup? Was this like a quasi-legal coup? Because coups in other countries are like the military raids the presidential palace and takes over. The president like flees on his jet or his helicopter like last second, or they just like get rid of him or something. Okay, they're normally like crazy. military involved, all these things. And in the US, there could be a coup just from a tweet. Just from a tweet. That's how delicate things are and fragile right now. And something else to think about here, guys. If this Twitter account, this X account, is compromised from Biden, if he does not control it, what if somebody posted like a fake video, like an AI video of Biden announcing a major war, or announcing, or just said, we're going to strike, like we're about to send nukes to someone? What if somebody like hacked this account, got into it, compromised it, and said, we're launching the nukes? Okay, obviously they could see them on radar, but who knows? There could be real life consequences to this. There already has been. And there could be a fake video of Biden posted saying, hey, something's happening. There's some type of emergency. There's some type of whatever happening. Then it makes the stock market crash. Okay? These things, and it takes 12 hours to correct it. Because nobody even knows it was posted or anything. Everyone's asleep. Or it was posted on purpose because there's someone else controlling and running the show behind the scenes. Right? This is dangerous because we're already getting people with no votes. Kamala, 0 votes, is now the Democratic nominee. And then even if you can vote, it's potentially controlled and run by this quasi-shadowy government, right? That's running things behind the scenes. This group, whoever it is that's doing this. Even if you vote someone in, we have these bad state actors that are fighting against it the whole way, that are trying to keep power, right? And have their agenda and their way, right? And it's just crazy how Biden has been a politician for decades and decades and decades, just like Pelosi. And it's pretty wild to think about how quickly he was tossed aside. Okay, think about it. They threw him under the bus, all right? As soon as they could, as soon as they got the opportunity, they threw him under the bus. And something to think about too, okay? Give you the full picture here. This also happened right when Biden had a medical emergency. Okay, so it's been confirmed that Biden had a medical emergency in Las Vegas. I believe it was on July 17th. Maybe it was like 19th. It was in that range, from like the 17th to like the 21st or something like that. I don't remember the exact date. It was in that range. I think it's the 17th. That's a number I'm seeing. But I think it was July 17th when Biden had this medical emergency flying into Las Vegas, and they were making calls for Biden to show up at the hospital there. Okay, they were making code 421 emergency calls for trauma patients to go to the hospital in Las Vegas, and it was for Biden. Okay, this was just reported on in the past few days. This was released, the calling from the Las Vegas Police Department. Okay, the call logs from a Freedom of Information Act were released, and they were doing emergency preparations for a medical emergency for Biden. Okay, and then right after that happened, and it was being denied. Oh, it's being denied. It didn't happen. That was when he disappeared for days as well. And then that's when he disappeared for like 5 days or a week or something like that. And everyone's like, where the heck's Biden? And that was also right at the same time when he put out this resignation letter, when he put it out. So think about that too. Okay, so Biden potentially had a medical emergency, or confirmed he had one, from these calls, all right? Or allegedly from these calls, whatever. You know how it is on here. All right, a lot of things have to be like speculatory. It has to be in a speculative viewpoint, like, did this happen or not? Like, maybe not. That's how we can talk about things, okay? So, allegedly, that's what happened. And right after he had this medical emergency, they take advantage of the situation and they go on his Twitter and put out this letter. And the signature didn't match. It didn't have the presidential seal. Probably because they didn't want to put a fake seal on it when it wasn't an official presidential document. And the signature looked totally off, right? I saw things referencing his signature from the past few years, and it didn't look right at all. So they potentially took advantage of the situation when he was having this medical emergency, forced him to resign, and installed their new candidate. All right, so let me know what you guys think down below. We definitely have somebody behind the scenes is pulling strings and calling the shots. That's literally higher than the president. Like, you think the president's like the top person, the chief executive, right? The commander-in-chief, right? You think he's the highest one that's making the decisions, but apparently there are other people even above him that are making decisions for him, confirmed right now. All right, so this is a dangerous situation. Unelected people, we did not elect them, and there was no vote. There was no, whether it was an impartial vote or not, they didn't even get a vote at all. Okay, so make sure you guys are getting prepared, getting ready. All right, I'm worried that we could see an even bigger black swan event, because these are all black swan events that we've been seeing. Major events that really shift the tide, and everyone feels it's like this is a moment that really turned things and kind of changed the narrative and changed the momentum of everything. Okay, because that happened right after the Trump assassination attempt, and that kind of took away all the momentum from that, right? That was the story, and then the story was Biden resigned. Okay, so it was also strategic in that sense. The announcement, the timing of it took away all the political momentum from that situation too, right? So we could see more black swan events that are stirring the pot, changing the direction, changing the narrative. So make sure you guys are getting ready, getting prepared. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out so people know. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.